Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get the 6:30 work session started. We will take a look at the work session agenda. We will, first in the meeting, we'll have approval of the agenda, approval of the minutes from the September 9th, 2025 meeting. And we will be reading a proclamation, 2025-06, honoring the Good Shepherd Clinic Day. We also additionally have, let's see, this is the second reading, and we will have a vote on ordinance 2025-07 with regard to, let's see, the licensing alcohol in the city. We also have on the agenda an executive session for, let's see, executive session relating to legal and personnel matters. Prior to, we're going to call the executive session to order during the work session time frame, but prior to us making that motion, let's go ahead and have walking in authority. We can have a moment at the microphone to speak.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. And good evening, everybody. We are so excited. I'm going to calm down first so the students can bring their excitement and show you all what we're doing. But we also have Lois here, Lois Wolf from the Morrow Women's Club, and we partnered with them on an initiative, and I'm going to let her just come briefly and talk about her initiative with the City of Morrow and Morrow Women's Club.
Good evening. I'm Lois Wolf. I'm with the Morrow Civic Women's Club, and recently some of you came to our 50th anniversary of the Morrow Library. My organization in 1975 actually brought the Morrow Library to Clayton County. We do a lot of things with other groups, and one of the things that we are working on is October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And this year, and I'm the chair for our organization, in September, we invited a speaker to come to our club to talk about teen dating and violence awareness. And so we have done some things with the Walking in Authority Teen Council in the past, and so we asked a delegation, a representative of the kids, to the students to come to our meeting. They came and they helped us. First of all, we learned a lot from Promise Place. Lynn, I can't think of her last name right now. Anyway, she's a crisis counselor, and she taught us about the signs. She gave us pamphlets that we can get copied and made. But what we would like to do out of a result of this joint project is to have a display outside of City Hall here where they meet in the community room. We are making pinwheels. We're finishing them tonight. And each pinwheel represents a death as a result of domestic violence in Georgia. And we have the banner that we would like to put there. And then also in the office, we could lay out some of the pamphlets, not only for teens, but for all folks as a result of learning about domestic violence. So I'm wearing my shirt. You know, I'm turning 73 next month, and I am, you know, I have been an advocate for groups for years, all my life, and your voice matters. And sometimes we have symbols that speak for us when our voices can't be heard. So what we are doing is appealing to the board to see if we can make this display and bring it to a culminating end.
Thank you.
She would like to see the sign.
Turn it
Scoot over, scoot
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. I hope this mic fixes this. Okay.
Good evening, council members. Thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to talk with you all today. So this past weekend, our Walk-in Authority Teen Council was given an amazing opportunity to attend the Savannah Youth Symposium of 2025. It was a beautiful event where all of the youth councils all over the state was able to gather and network and bond. At the event, we were able to debate, right? And one of the questions was mayor or governor? And it was a tough questions for a lot of us actually at the event. Many of us went to the side of governor, but a lot of us stayed over at mayor's side. And I was given the opportunity to debate as to why a mayor is better than a governor. And I said, no one else hears, the mayor will hear you more than the governor because the mayor knows you better, understands you better, and will advocate for you better. Because you guys were able to provide us with the funds to go on this trip. You all supported us, and we're so thankful for that. And to be able to go on this trip, we bonded with one another, but also we collaborated with other youth councils. There were no competitions, just collaborations and excitement for the future beyond us.
All right, so good evening, everybody. My name is Noah Henley, and I am a senior attending Morrow High School, but I'm also duly enrolled at Georgia State University. I represent Walking-in Authority as the PR co-chairperson, and I would just like to take a second to thank you guys for allowing us to come here and speak today. And so I'm going to share a couple more details about the Savannah Youth Symposium trip that we were able to attend this past weekend. But before I begin talking about our experience, I would just like to say thank you to Ms. Sparkle K. Adams for her role in aiding us in our journey, as she did fund this trip. Oh, okay. But yes, so she did, at the end of the day, she did still take time out of her day and her weekend to take us down to this amazing youth symposium. So again, thank you, Dr. Adams. So for those of you who do not know, a select group of our young leaders were given the opportunity to travel to Savannah and attend the Youth Symposium, which was hosted by the Georgia Forward and the Georgia Municipal Association. And at this event, there were several other youth councils from all around Georgia. We had some people from Statesboro, from Waynesboro, a bunch of different places all around the state. Many of them actually from Clayton County itself. We have some youth councils, the Clayton County Youth Commission, the Jonesboro City Council, or not City Council, but the Jonesboro Youth Council. And so we were all there. And we had a very good time. That first night, it was all about getting to know each other. We did a lot of icebreakers. We played a lot of games. We had fun. We did a lot of networking. And then the second morning, we were also given the opportunity to hear from UNICEF speakers. We also, like Julie mentioned, we did some debates. So a lot of it was just like, would you rather? Would you rather do this or would you rather do that? And then we played a lot of games, more games, and a lot of networking. So we were able to talk with a bunch of different councils from all around the state of Georgia, learn more from each other, gain ideas from each other, gain opportunities from each other, and overall just networking, right? And then of course, we got to eat some Chick-fil-A because who doesn't like Chick-fil-A? And then at the end of the night, we also got to hear from the renowned speaker, Dr. Berry, and she helped us, share our stories and explain reasonings as to why people might act a certain way. And then that night, we actually got the opportunity, the Savannah City Mayor, he used his mayoral duties or mayoral powers to allow us to get onto one of the riverboats. And we actually got to have the experience of going down the Savannah River and, just having a lot of fun. We did a lot of dancing. I know I did a lot of dancing. If y'all see any videos out there, don't say anything. I'm not that good of a dancer. Never claimed to be. But yeah, so there was a lot of dancing and a lot of food and a lot more, networking and stuff like that. And then the third morning, Dr. Adams, she gave us opportunity to explore a little bit. We got to go down, for those of you who have been to Savannah, that River Street down by the river with all those shops and those tourist, places with like ice cream and magnets and postcards and all that stuff like that. So she gave us the opportunity to explore for a couple hours. But overall, this experience, it was just a great opportunity for the youth. We represented the city of Morrow, and I feel like we kind of really put it on the map because we were some of the main people participating in these activities. We were showing our faces a lot. We were speaking out for ourselves, and mainly, making sure that people knew where we were from. We are from the city of Morrow, and making sure that these people knew that, right? And overall, yeah, it was just a good opportunity. It was a good opportunity for us to get out of our bubble, get out of our comfort zone. And so I would just like to thank Dr. Adams, and thank you guys for allowing me to speak.
Good evening. My name is Alyssa Farley, and I attend Martha Ellen Stillwell School of the Arts as a sophomore. And I proudly represent Walking in Authority as a proud social media committee member and the chair of the culture committee. Noah basically said everything that we have done on the Savannah Youth Symposium trip. And I feel like that during the Youth Symposium trip, I feel like that everyone that I was around, I was able to network and gain a connection with them. And I feel like that it gave us a chance to explore our personality, because I feel like since we're in school all the time, we feel like that we're judged and that we can't express ourselves in the way that we want to. So I feel like that it gave the Walking in Authority teams a chance to express themselves in a different way. And I know it gave me a chance to express myself a lot. And as Noah said, we were able to get on a riverboat because of the mayor of Savannah, which was really fun. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michaela Stevens. I attend Elite Scholars Academy as a junior, and I serve as the proud president of Walking Authority. And I feel like they did a great job of summing up what the Savannah Youth Symposium was about. But I do want to take some time to thank the City of Morrow for the huge part that they played in another opportunity we've been participating in throughout the year, which is the Secretary of State Student Ambassador Program. So as you can see, Julie is holding our trophy. We are the Congressional District 5 winner and the state winner of the 2025 Student Ambassador Program. And that was it was a huge year-long effort that really wouldn't have been possible without the City of Morrow. It wouldn't have been possible without all the opportunities that they took time to step away and to talk to us and to take pictures with us. It wouldn't be possible without them holding their meetings, attending our meetings. It wouldn't be possible without them having the elections, because some of them are poll workers, and that was a good way to get points. Having community events. We volunteered at a lot of those, and that was a huge contributor of some of the points that we got. We actually will be getting points this round as well for the Mexican Independence Day event, because we have a lot of teams volunteering there. So if we weren't representing the City of Morrow and they didn't do all the good work that they already do and weren't so willing to let us be a part of that good work, I don't know if we would have had this trophy. I really don't. So obviously the financial contribution to the Savannah Youth Symposium cannot be overstated, but I do also want to say that the time commitment, that the willingness to not entertain us, but to take us in with you for all the events and the opportunities that you offer. That is also something that we greatly, greatly appreciate, because Dr. Adams can tell you, but we've been fighting hard to win state, and we did it. And so just thank you. Thank you so much.
This is state.
Yeah.
We were fighting because Johns Creek was definitely trying to win again, but no. And we will also win this year. Okay? Thank you all. We're gonna go back. Any questions, comments? Anything?
So I would like to say congratulations to you all. You all make us very proud. You all are serious about your business, 10 toes down. You all approach things very honestly and earnestly, and we see that in you all. You all are leaders with everything that you all do, and you do it in excellence. And I really appreciate how you guys show up every single time. And I will say, you're a senior now. I remember when you started. So, we have connections with you all. We've watched you all come in and grow, those from the past who have graduated and moved on. No worries about you guys. No worries.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wow. It is. So we've gone through, let's see, we've gone through the agenda for the regular meeting.
I know we got sidetracked.
Okay. My apologies.
I just wanted to briefly review with the mayor and council the changes that were made per your request last meeting. If you'll flip over to the ordinance section, you'll see the form as approved by the city attorney in the first section. I would ask that you turn to Exhibit A, and on that we have also included the strike-throughs in response to some of the requests for change. And that's listed as ordinances resolutions, ordinance number 202507 with markups and changes. The first couple pages are just a preamble and a new ordinance. And then once we hit the 5th page, you'll see Exhibit A. And on that, we have made the requested changes. I kept the lines on this one so that we could reference those. They're highlighted and in red. So line 66, we added any property zoned for the above usage. As we know that there's some churches, I think the concerns were brought up in the last meeting. There are some churches and some schools that are in areas that are zoned for it, maybe not officially designated as such. Down at subsection E, it talks about no license will be considered for retail dealers considering packaged sales of malt beverages, distilled beverages, or distilled spirits rather, and wine except as permitted under section 9-2-29 of this chapter. So it's just a re-reference to that. 92727 or 9227 talks about the maximum number of package stores permitted. There was some concern about that. So one license for each of the 3,000 citizens based on the 2020 census. That obviously will change as you go through and the population increases. So that kind of keeps a minimum on the number of package stores that would be allowed in the city. There are some other prohibitions or prohibitions on that where there is a license that has to be located within less than 2,500 yards of any location with an existing such license that's been issued by the city, so that keeps them spread out so they're not all bunched up together. On section 9-2-29, types of businesses to be licensed, there were no changes on that page, which denotes line 97 through 142. On the following page, we have some changes starting at line 148, and that's where we added the red there that says except as permitted in paragraph 6 of this code section, and that's talking about the license issues and the sale of the package sales. 153, line 153, the highlighted area, we've discussed that. The 25 ounces, and I think was a little bit confusing for some folks, but the 25 ounces reduces that so that a bottle of wine can actually be sold whole, like in the gas stations that are selling now, because pretty much everybody's out of the compliance with this ordinance at this point. But it also keeps from single bottle sales of 12-ounce beers or something like that. Line 155 talks about the package sale of malt beverages, distilled spirits, and wine are only permitted in licensed businesses which meet the following requirements. The main change on that, well, the red is in the addition. The changes that we did on this was highlighted based on the conversations we had at the last meeting. And line 164 specifically says who does not own the property and whose parcel of the business is not at least 2 acres, as we discussed in the last one. Line 169, any license issued for the sale of distilled spirits shall be under a conditional use permit, and that was one of the concerns that the council had at the last one. So not only do they have to do the application for the package store, but they also have to go through the conditional use. So that's just another stopgap to make sure that they don't get out of control. Section 7 there, starting at line 173, just runs through the what was requested from the mayor and council as well for the tastings. It kind of puts some restraints and some restrictions on the tasting section. It talks about how the distance, what the pass-through is. So the concept here is what we want to do is promote a restaurant attached to a package sales store and to allow for them to have flight tastings or wine tastings. Those tastings have to be in conjunction with, basically not just doing the tasting to sell, but also to kind of promote education of how the wine is produced or the distilled spirits are produced. And we had a limitation on there. I think that was a concern for Ms. Dean. She didn't think 2 ounces was enough. So we did 2 ounces for distilled beverages and then 4 for the ounces of malt beverages and wine. Was that wrong? I thought and it also talks about how they do the sampling, and they can't do an open container once they leave there, so they have to do it on premise.
Question, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
You stated a restaurant attached to the package store.
It's kind of the way this is designed, where you would do a restaurant kind of not attached to the liquor store. There's 2 separate licenses, and we'll get to that one where you can't have, it's not a one license operation. You have to have the 2 separate licenses. The desire would be more to have a restaurant attached or close to the proximity of the package store for that testing component.
Testing? Testing component?
Tasting component. Tasting. He knows 2 ounces of 4. And it talks about the sample sizes and that they have to do it consumed on premises, basically. On the next page, specifically when you look at line number 209 through 213, those are where we looked at the pricing components to make sure we were in alignment, not too low. The city attorney found that we were lower in these areas, so package sales, $1,500, package sales of wine only, $1,500, and those are denoted in red where the changes were made. And obviously at the first one on number 1, on line 199, for this new licensing, it will be a $5,000 application fee on that. Back to number 8, line 212, package sales of malt beverages and wine, the sum of $2,000, and off-premise for catered events, that stays standard at $200. And then number 10 is the addition to the package sales for the malt beverages, distilled spirits, and wine only for the sum of $5,000. Everything else on the page is static and unchanged. As is the next page, which exhibits line 229 to 256.
Any questions?
No question.
No questions.
Question?
What? Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Baker. All right, so I think we've gone through all the items on the regular meeting agenda. At this time, we're going to go into executive session to discuss matters relating to legal or personnel. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Let's go ahead and vote. Ms. Nguyen?
Yay.
Mr. Vaughn?
Aye.
Ms. Dean? And myself? Aye. All right. So we're going to go into executive session, and we shall return by 7:30 for the regular meeting. All right. Do I hear a motion to close the executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion on the floor. Take a vote. Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Aye. Executive session is closed. Let's wrap up the work session. And if you haven't gotten a cup of coffee, go ahead and get another cup of coffee. And we'll start the meeting in a few minutes.
Just a different,
I can only see a portion of the building, but just go ahead and start.
Okay. All right. I'd like to go ahead and call the September 23rd regular meeting in session. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. All right, so we have approval of the consent agenda, but we also need to add an item from our executive session. Is that correct? Okay. All right, Mayor, so I'm going to turn the floor over to you. We're reading straight from the agenda.
I'm sorry?
We're reading straight from the agenda, Mayor. If
Yes,
you-
ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, all right, so let's have a motion to approve the consent agenda. The approval and adoption of the September 9th, 2025 regular meeting minutes, and the approval and adoption of the September 9th, 2025 work session minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second on the floor to take the vote. Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Mr. Vaughn?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Ms. Knight? Aye. Consent agenda approved. We will have at this time a proclamation, presentation, a proclamation 2025-06, a proclamation of honor and recognition recognizing the 25th anniversary of the Good Shepherd Clinic and establishing Good Shepherd Clinic Day. Mr. Baker.
Actually, Ms. Vu is going to read that proclamation for us.
All right, Ms. Boo.
She got to read it in Spanish, though.
Oh, I got it. Oh, no. Yeah, it was in there. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so by the mayor of the city of Morrow, Georgia, a proclamation of recognition, recognizing the 25th anniversary of the Good Shepherd Clinic and establishing Good Shepherd Clinic Day. Whereas on September 16, 2000, the Good Shepherd Clinic opened its doors in Morrow, Georgia, founded through the vision of Dr. Thomas Kelly and Reverend Jimmy Lewis, who shared the belief that all residents of Clayton County deserve access to quality health care regardless of their ability to pay. And whereas Dr. Kelly provided care to the first patient that day, marking the beginning of a faith-based nonprofit mission that has grown for 25 years to serve thousands of uninsured residents of Clayton County with compassion and dignity. And whereas the Good Shepherd Clinic has expanded its services beyond primary medical care to include cardiology, orthopedic care, women's health, podiatry, prescription assistance, laboratory services, and health education, supported by both paid and volunteer board-certified medical professionals. And whereas throughout the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Good Shepherd Clinic persevered in its mission by offering telehealth services and prescription pickup, and successfully adapted its annual fundraiser, the Tomato Sandwich Party, and to a drive-through event that raised $150,000 over 2 years. And whereas the Good Shepherd Clinic continues to pursue its mission to express the love of God by providing quality health care in an atmosphere of dignity and respect for all, ensuring that no resident of Clayton County must choose between their health and their financial well-being. And whereas the city of Morrow proudly recognizes the Good Shepherd Clinic for 25 years of extraordinary service, faith-driven compassion, and commitment to improving the health and lives of our community. Now therefore, I, John Lample II, Mayor of the City of Morrow, join with the City Council and all members of the community, do hereby proclaim September 16th of every year as Good Shepherd Clinic Day in the City of Morrow, Georgia, and encourage all citizens to recognize and celebrate the enduring legacy of care and compassion that Good Shepherd Clinic has provided to Clayton County.
Thank you, Ms. Fu. All right, so we are going to move on to ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 2025-07, an ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Morrow, Georgia by amending Chapter 2, Alcoholic Beverages under Title 9, Licensing and Regulation to provide for codification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to provide an adoption date, to provide an effective date, and for other purposes allowed by law. We did have a discussion of changes during the work session. Mr. Baker, any additional information to provide before?
No, ma'am, it is all included in the packet.
All right. Let's see. At this time, let's go ahead and call for a motion to take a vote on ordinance 2025-07.
So moved.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion by the council? No? At this time, we'll go ahead and take a vote. Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Mr. Vaughn?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Ms. Knight? Aye. Passes unanimously. At this time, we'd like to add to the agenda an item to vote on from the executive session. Let's see, hold on one moment. Okay. Let's see, let's make a motion to appoint Michael Sheridan as hearing officer for alcohol license hearings for the city of Morrow as needed. Do I hear a,
Just as a hearing officer.
let's see, yes,
Hearing officer.
yes, to appoint Michael Sheridan as hearing officer for alcohol license hearings for the city of Morrow as needed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
And we've got a motion and a second. At this time, I'll take the vote. Ms. Nguyen?
Aye.
Mr. Vaughn?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Motion is approved unanimously. At this time on the agenda, we have any general comments from the audience? No? Not even Ms. Lionel? All right.
I'll get up. You know, we went to the renovation opening of the Drury Inn. They really did a first-class job. So, you know, we got new hotels coming in. So the hotels that are existing are stepping up and improving their existing many years building. And they did a fabulous job. You know, wonderful walk-in showers. So the big high tubs that they used to have, a lot of them they removed, and you have walk-in showers. So they did a lot of improvements, so that, you know, when you get new buildings coming in, the old ones just gotta step up. And I always remember days in, those awful, you know, pictures when they were coming in, so it's time for stepping up. Thank you.
Alrighty.
But it was pretty.
Any comments from the council, Ms. Nguyen?
They have all these. No comment.
Mr. Vaughn?
No comments.
Ms. Dean?
I do have a comment. I'd like to reference a previous request for cost for the election, City of Morrow election, as well as what the county was going to charge. I see that Victor's not here tonight, so I'm asking for those to be presented to the council at the next meeting. Thank you.
All right, with all of that being said, do I have a motion to close the regular session meeting? Oh, Mr. Mayor. Do you
Oh, no,
have-
you're good. I'm following along just fine. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so do I
You're just
have,
not used to me being quiet.
well, everyone put this down on your
May I
calendar.
ask a question of the mayor? I didn't know he was still there. 2 or 4, Mayor?
I'm sorry?
2 or 4 ounces.
Oh, I could go with either one. I think the big win there was to get, you know, a multi-million-dollar development in the city, in places that make sense. So that's your win.
Oh, Dorothy, you almost got me started.
Okay.
All right, do I have a motion on the floor to close the meeting?
So move.
Second.
All right, let's take a quick vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you all for
Have a good
coming
night.
out this evening.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a nice afternoon.